Hello, Ranger Nation. This is Josh Masonheimer sitting alongside Todd Jones for another episode of the Ranger Rundown live at Rooster's backyard.
Man, Josh, football season's it's just taken off. We've already got 2 games under our belt, and how much fun was that game on Friday?
Friday was a great game.
Friday.
Very memorable. Man, lots of defense, lots of offense, and we're going to get into some of those details with Coach Hill. So,
yep, man, it's just a good time to be in Greenwood right now.
that's it. I saw you wore your hat. You didn't want to mess up your hair?
Well, I had a lot of shine off the top, so I wanted to make sure I didn't blind anybody watching tonight. So, I didn't get a chance to tone it down, buff it up a little bit. So, I'm just trying to help out those people that are watching today.
The lights are extra bright.
They're here at Roosters. So Josh, we do have a great show tonight. We're going to kick things off. Start off with Coach Long. We're going to talk some volleyball, see how the season's going, talk about the team and the girls. Then we're going to have Olivia Willis and Lexi Stewart from the volleyball team. They're going to come in next. Then we're going to shift gears. We're going to flip over to football. We're going to have offensive line coach Ryan Cox. And then we're going to have players Eric Bustamante and Aaron Carbajal. Those offensive linemen are going to show up and talk a little bit. And then we're going to bring in Coach Hill to wrap things up. So get in your truck, come on down to Roosters, because it's Ranger Rundown time.
The rundown, covering Greenwood sports. The rundown, giving our athletes support. The rundown, showing their quest for gold. The rundown, where team stories are told. The rundown, putting a face to the names. Our GHS athletes playing the game. Ranger Rundown, I think you all know. Ranger Rundown, hands up and let's go. Ranger Rundown, can you feel the flow? Ranger Rundown, let's get into the show.
And starting us off this week, we have Coach Amy Lee Long talking a little bit of volleyball.
Yes, let's go.
Oh, for
Man,
some reason we can't hear.
She's ready.
Let's try it again.
Hello.
There we go.
All right, we got her. We've got Coach Amy Long with us, talk a little bit about volleyball. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, now we're ready.
We're ready.
Coach, you excited about being here?
Yes, this is like one of my
This
top
is her
10
favorite thing to do.
It is.
So before we get into volleyball, I want to ask you a question. How much fun did you have Friday night watching Owen out there playing?
That was
something?
fun. That was fun. I keep forgetting that I'm a Friday night mom now. And so, people are like, what time are y'all leaving for the game? I'm all, oh, yeah, I'm leaving for the game. I forget that's my kid. So, yeah, I'm not ready yet. So, yeah.
Well, we got to call his name a couple of times. So
I know, he did good. I think he had a lot of fun.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. The whole game was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. But let's talk a little bit about volleyball because we'll do football later. Coach, how about you give us a recap so far of the season, and then how did y'all do in tournaments this year? Because that's kind of where the bulk of the games have kind of come from so far.
Right. So when we play volleyball, we just start from the go. So we've only been in school for, 4 weeks, but we've already played 28 games. So our record for varsity right now is 20-8. We went to the first tournament we went to is in Monahans. We played in the Constellation and won that there. Our JV and our freshman team also go to Monahans, and they both got runner-up. Our JV lost to Midland High for the championship, and our freshmen lost to OHS. So that was really good. Those are good teams to have to lose to, big programs. So
Sure.
that means that our program is pretty strong. So that was good to see. Our next tournament we went to was in Graham, and we lost the championship to Pampa for the silver bracket. So that was a good weekend of growth. Graham tournament is really hard. You do get to play a lot of small schools, but those small schools are really good, and they always end up at the state tournament.
That's
that's
the
really
one the girls
fun.
look forward to the most, right?
Yes, it's super fun because we
okay,
rent this
that's-
giant house, and we have a family cookout, and there's a river, and we take pictures, and then they go on adventures, and they come back muddy and with great stories, and hopefully no snake bites. So it's good, fun.
Well, during that tournament, though, you coached, one of the things that I took away from that was you guys went in and took on Shallowater, who you're going to play
Yes.
in a couple of weeks. At that time, Shallowater was like 12-0, 13-0, hadn't lost a set. They took the first one, and then you guys rallied back and won both of those. And that actually turned out to be the only sets they lost the entire tournament because they won that the gold side. So
Yeah, good for them.
yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of
But-
still mad about that, but,
But
whatever.
Basically talking about is you guys stood up to a team
We
that
did. We
that,
did
that
well.
had size and the reputation and all that kind of stuff, and you took it to them. So
It really was. It was a fun game. A lot of the people, even after that game, kept stopping us and saying, "Thank you for beating Shallow Water." I was like, "They're a really good competition. Now we get to go play them at their house on next Tuesday, so that'll be fun. It'll be another great game. Be a battle for sure."
definitely.
Well, Coach, speaking of future games, we have 2 more games before district. What do you want to see and what do you want to work on before there?
So we got to work on it a little bit on Saturday when we played Legacy. We're just trying to speed up our game a little bit. Be better on defense, setting our block better against those big hitters that we know like Shallow Water and Andrews are going to have. And so that's really what we're working at. I try to stack our schedule right before district with those hard teams to get us geared up. And so hopefully that's what we do starting tomorrow with Permian. Like that's what we're going to try to do is play our game and try to speed it up and, keep getting better.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can. That's something that I think would definitely be something to get a little bit better at, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what you've seen from other teams in our district, and kind of maybe who we're going to be battling for playoff spots and different things like that.
Monahans and Andrews always are good, no matter what. Andrews looks really good. They have a really good. They have a really good team this year. We've already got to play them. They've already beat us. But now we know what to expect, and I think we have something to see, and then now we're able to build upon that so that we're ready. They are who we open with in district, and so I think we're ready. I think now that we've seen it, we know what to expect, and we're going to be ready for them this next time. We saw Monahans. We already played them at their tournament, but as you know, at the beginning of the year, you're a different team than you are now. So, and they always get better, and they're always good, and they're always going to be a challenge. That's just Monahan. Even though their coach says, "We're not very good." And I'm like, "Oh, you're very, very good." Always very good. I think she just says that, but I don't ever listen to her. And then Pecos has a new coach this year, so they're doing pretty good. Getting to watch them get to balls and stuff. We've got to see them at 2 tournaments. And then Fort Stockton actually got to play at the Denver City tournament for the championship that we went to. And so just watching them, they also have a new coach. Just watching them, some of the stuff that they've changed up from past years, just so that we're ready to be able to take on them and do that.
Coach, over the past couple of years, you've been with us several times, and talking about the differences between teams and years. What's something maybe unique about this year's group?
So this year's group is just different because we have so many new faces. We only had 4 returners, so we have 9 new girls to the varsity level.
Okay.
So it's been a challenge at first trying to get everybody together and get them to see a lot of volleyball and see what we expect out of them and practice and in games but they've really done a good job. Being 28 games in, now we're like, well, then you're a seasoned varsity volleyball player. So now here comes the part that's important. So, buckle up and get ready because here we go.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you've got, was it 8 juniors? 8 or 9 juniors on the squad this year? And I think that's...
Nobody knew we were doing
that's,
math.
That's a,
That's hard. My brain,
that's a large number of juniors compared to what we've had.
It's
in
a
years
lot
past,
of
yeah. So, Coach, before we get out of here, let's talk a little bit about something that you're pretty passionate about, which is the Sheila Smith tournament that's coming up.
Yeah, so this weekend is our Sheila Smith tournament. It's our 4th year to have it. And Sheila was, Coach Smith was my coach when I was in high school, so that was a long time ago. But she coached at Greenwood, I believe, for 35 years.
They had a school in Greenwood when you were in school?
They did. It was crazy. Like we rode the dinosaurs to school, stuff like that. But, we were there. But
Careful, PETA's on their
yes.
way.
But it was, she touched a lot of lives in Greenwood, and so it's really fun to get to, to respect her and be able to name this tournament after her because she's a great woman and coach.
Well, Coach, I think that you kind of take that as a mentor a little bit because I think you do a good job with our young ladies, too.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate you coming in. It's always great having you here with us, Coach, and good luck tomorrow. The girls play Permian at Permian. at roughly 6 o'clock. You'll be able to catch that game on GSN if you're not able to make the trip there. But make sure you come out and see what they're doing. They needed some support, and they always like to have people come out and cheer for them. Stay with us as we have, speaking of volleyball players, we have Olivia Willis and Lexi Stewart next on the Rundown.
A little Friday night lights and a hometown crowd. GSN streaming it clear and loud. Your brand on screen where the Rangers play. Every sport, every game, all season, all day. It's your hometown, your moment to win. Put your name in the game with GSN. It's your hometown, your moment to win. Put your name in the game with GSN.
And now we have our senior Olivia Willis and junior Lexi Stewart with us. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Talk a little bit about volleyball. You look nervous.
I am nervous. I've never done this
Go ahead and
before.
point that out.
Are you excited?
I am excited. This is cool. I've never done this before.
Well,
so.
you haven't? Well, I was excited when Coach Long said, well, Olivia's going to be there. And so I was excited to kind of come up with some questions for you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of neat a little bit. And one of the questions we'll get to a little bit later. But I think it's kind of cool having you up here after, your sister being here a couple of years. But let's get into the first question with you, Olivia, since you're the senior.
Okay.
And kind of give us your thoughts on being a senior this year and what you would like to accomplish.
There are only 2 seniors this year, so we've had to step up our leadership role a lot. Me and Riley have done a great job, I think. We lead the team very well. Me personally, I just love to be the team on the side that just supports them no matter what, even if they mess up. That's the biggest thing for me. It's just showing not the surface stuff, the deep stuff. And I really would love to win district this year. Like Coach Long said, Andrews is really, really good this year, so I'm really hoping we can get first and be 10-0.
All right.
Olivia, what's been the favorite thing so far this year?
Definitely making relationships with the underclassmen. I love all of them. They're so fun and bubbly. And I'm really sad to not be there with them next year, but it's really fun to see them grow as an athlete and as a person. They're all super kind.
All right. So kind of going back to what we talked about, for the last 4 years, Greenwood has had a setter with the last name Willis, right? 2 years was Madison, big sister. Last 2 years have been, your time to play on the varsity. What does it mean to you to be able to play the same position and wear, that Greenwood uniform, after watching Madison, through these years? And what do you think differentiates the two of you guys as players?
I've always looked up to her as an athlete, especially because she's a really hard worker. And she's really talented. As a setter, I loved watching her because she just moves so effortlessly, and that was just my goal, is to move as effortlessly as she did. I think it's really cool because that's not really something that happens a lot in volleyball. I don't think there are very many sisters that are in that age gap where it was one after another after another. And I don't know, it's just really fun, and I just love getting to watch her. And it is my last year, so she's having that sadness of never getting to see volleyball again, in our family, and so is my mom. But I love getting to watch her and learn from her. She's a great leader towards me and towards the underclassmen as well. And we are different people, but I do think we are alike. A lot of people say that we are alike, but I personally don't see it. I don't know. It's just different.
I feel like
outside
Lexi
people
sees it.
say that we look the same and we have the same mannerisms and stuff. I don't see it, but I'm just gonna believe it, I guess. I don't know.
They definitely do.
But y'all are definitely two different players on the court. So, yeah. So, I thought I'd give you a chance to talk about that a little bit. 'Cause it is a special deal.
Yeah.
Right, to be able to have that kind of flow into another kind of deal. And you guys kind of miss playing together by that 1 year kind of deal. But I thought it was kind of neat, so I thought I'd ask you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Olivia, last question. How do you get ready for a match? Are there any pregame rituals?
I drink a Celsius. I don't care what kind. I just need the boost of energy 'cause usually it's been a long day. and I put in my AirPods and I just like listen to the music. And whenever we warm up, I really try to focus on getting in like our jump rope reps or making sure I run the lap and get completely warmed up. I really don't have that many rituals. I just kind of do.
What music is on the AirPods?
All
Since
kinds.
you brought it up.
All kinds of music.
All kinds. Nice.
Is there one that comes on that you're just like this, my jam kind of deal?
I don't know. I kind of just hit shuffle and it's just like whatever comes on.
All right, all right. All right, Lexi, you ready?
Sir?
Okay. You been practicing?
No.
Not during school?
Nope.
Okay. Lexi, how's this year been different, you know, because you were on the varsity last year as a sophomore. How's this year been different as a returning varsity player compared to last year when you were, you know, new to it?
I feel like last year it was a lot more of like learning the speed of the game and like learning like how varsity players handle themselves on the court. And this year it's more of like I'm showing my teammates now how to play at that speed or how to handle yourself on the court better. I just feel like you're stepping from a learner to a leader.
Okay, I think that's a good answer.
Yeah, very good. Lexi, what's your favorite memory of the season so far?
My favorite memory has to be at the Graham tournament. Me and
We hear so much about the Graham tournament.
It's a great time. Me and a few of my teammates and two of our coaches did a Bible study before we played, and that was really special to me.
That's a great answer. So, Lexi, you've been a middle since you were in 7th grade, and we talked about this a little
Yes.
bit the other night. And Coach Long, I think, made a great coaching decision, and she moved you out to right side, which means that you're playing in front of their best hitter, right? And talk a little bit about that move and kind of what's the difference between playing those two positions.
That move was very out of my comfort zone for me because I had been a middle for forever. But it's just a really good opportunity for me to finally like, because I feel in the middle like you're always like on the go. It's like you're always trying to close this block or you're trying to get off the net fast enough to like get a set. But I feel like being on the right side, like I'm setting the block and I have time to get off the net and actually get my full approach in and actually get my arm speed up and like swing. So I feel like it's just a great opportunity for me this year if I stay on the right side.
Yeah, I think you look like a natural. I mean, there's a learning curve to that, and people think, oh, you just go from right side to left side or you're still on the front. I mean, you talk to a lineman, we'll talk to Coach Cox, going from left to right, it's completely different.
It was very, very nerve-wracking
And
to me.
you've picked it up. So, I mean, you look like a natural, like you've been playing it for a long time. And we talked a little bit about Andrews. You know, what I hope is that after our game against Andrews, they all know your name. That's what I want them to know. That everyone walks around that game and say, who is Lexi Stewart? I want you to make them know your name by the time
Fair.
that game's over with.
I'll try my best.
Cower in fear is the goal, Lexi.
Oh,
How about that?
Yeah, I like it.
Lexi, how about what's an area of your play that you excel at versus what maybe you're not at the level you'd like to be?
something I'm not at the level I'd like to be is my serve receive, which I feel like I'm working on a lot in practice. Just getting my passes better, especially when I have to get pulled back to pass to the setters. Something I will excel at, or like something that I feel is strong but could get better, is like my blocking. I feel like I've gotten pretty good at my blocking here recently. Could always get better, but I feel like that's something I'm
All right.
excelling at this
Okay.
year.
I agree with that. All right, you guys ready for some rapid fire questions?
Sure.
Oh gosh.
All right, here we go. Olivia, you can go first since you're a rookie.
Okay.
You ready? Here we go. Favorite food?
American.
Anything American? All right, Lexi, how about you?
Is that an acceptable
a
answer?
steak
A steak.
from
All
my
right.
dad.
Would you rather be at the lake or the ocean?
The lake.
Ocean.
What is the best kind of pizza?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
All right. Nothing on top of it, just straight
No.
straight pepperoni? All right. Would you rather run a mile or take an ice bath?
Take an ice bath.
I would for sure run
Nobody-
the mile, and I'm an
No.
old fat man.
No.
Yeah.
I hate running.
I hate running, especially when we have to run it for 2 days at 5 in the morning.
Not me anymore.
Absolutely
No,
not.
she shot
Yeah.
a look.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What about you?
I agree. I tried to run a mile last Sunday and I didn't make it.
I'm going to go, and I mean, I'm going to do the mile. There's no way I'm getting an ice bath. There's just no way.
Well, I might be able to do it tomorrow, but last week was a bad deal.
Ladies, thanks for coming on. I've really enjoyed watching y'all play, and I think, you know, watching over the years, you've each gotten better every year, and you guys are just part of a special team. And good luck to you guys against Permian. Good luck against Shallwater, but really good luck against Andrews. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Guys, the next segment is going to be offensive line coach Ryan Cox, so stay with us.
And here we go with offensive line coach Ryan Cox. Ryan, we appreciate you taking time to visit with us and come enjoy the show.
Yeah, of course.
You ready to kick it off?
Absolutely.
Okay. First question. First of all, some may not know, but tell us a little bit about yourself and professional journey, how you got here.
Yeah. This is my third school. I was in Plainview for 1 year, and that was an experience.
Enough
and,
said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then after that, I went back home to Wiley. I'm an Abilene guy. I graduated from Wiley High School, and so I was a junior high coach there at the West Junior High, and I met Coach Hill and Coach Martin and everybody. And when he got this job over here, he called me up, asked me if I wanted to go. I thought he called the wrong Cox because we had 2 on staff, and but anyway, I decided to come along and have been here with them, and it's been great. It's been awesome so far. So
and you've kind of gone from tight ends, and you've done offensive line the last couple of years.
Yes,
right?
yeah. Our first year here, I was a tight ends coach, and that was fun. Get to learn a lot of the pass game and everything like that. But the O line is where I live. I've been loving doing that last year and then this year with these guys. So I really enjoy that.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Coach, kind of tell us, maybe share a little bit about what your overall philosophy is kind of on offensive line play.
Yeah. The 2 big things being fast and physical. You have to play fast, and I believe that with our offensive line and what we want to do, you have to be able to move. We pull guys a lot, so you got to be able to run and move, get out of your stance. But if you're not physical, none of that means anything. And so that's what I tell them every Friday night when we break it out. We're about to go do team stuff. Hey, play fast and play physical, and we can play to win. So if we can do those 2 things, I think we're set up pretty okay.
Well, I went back and watched one of the highlights, and it was on one of Madrid's touchdown runs, and Culvert's pulling on that play.
Yeah.
No, he's not pulling. He's got a release he's downfield release.
Yeah, right.
And he got all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, it's awesome. Right?
He didn't get to.
I love it. I love it.
The safety ran from him, a couple yards. He didn't get to hit anybody, but man, he was down there.
Yeah,
he was down there.
He was down there, got in the way. We call it a touchdown block. It's good stuff.
There you go.
Coach, how do you teach run, block versus pass, right? There's a couple different schemes there.
Sure.
How do you navigate that?
It's very similar, really. It's all about your feet and your hands, really. If you have good feet in the pass game or the run game, and you have good hands, you can be good at either one. And so, just splitting time. We have dedicated time every practice, for the first part of practice is going to be, our feet and our hands are fit for the run game, and then in the middle of practice we'll work more on pass sets and everything like that. But very similar rules for a lot of it is actually very, very similar in terms of what we do and how we scheme. So it goes hand in hand.
Well, you mentioned the different type of drills and stuff, Coach. What drills do y'all do to work on footwork and leverage
I don't know that some of them think it's really boring, honestly. But we do a lot of one-step stuff. Especially at the beginning of practice, we'll do that. There are 3 commands, and the first command is 1 step. The first command second command is a second step. And then we're fit and we're driving. And so, again, just working on getting our feet to the right place, making sure we're gaining ground and everything like that. So, yeah.
Coach, what's been the best thing about being in Greenwood the past 3 seasons?
The Well, there's been a lot. It's
So,
been pretty good.
Well,
so,
let me back up. Apparently, you were the correct Cox that he called
yes,
for the job.
I was.
Because
I
that
was
would be
the correct one.
that'd be super awkward.
And
That would
if
be
it
very
wasn't,
awkward,
he stuck
yes.
with it. You've
Yeah,
shown that
just-
you should have been
just
the
keep
one.
going.
There you go. That's right. No, it's been great. The community support's been awesome. The admin team's been great. But the athletes that we work with I think are second to none. But to me, the special thing is man, the coaching staff that we have, is truly awesome. We have a true camaraderie within the whole staff. We work together really well. We're able to laugh with each other, joke with each other, and everything. And so that to me has been the best part, really,
Yeah.
over the course
No,
of 3 years.
that's a great point. I think the unity, everybody sees it.
Yeah,
So
it's been great.
it's cool.
So let me ask you before we get to the rapid fire questions, which you're not prepared for. But,
No, I'm not.
You brought up Coach Hill.
Yeah.
And we had him on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how the lead up to the game is not his favorite thing in the world.
Sure.
He's got a pretty laid back, chill personality.
Yeah.
Is he that way on the field before the game, or can you see it kind of it building? Does he kind of shift a little bit? Does he have an alter ego when he's on the field? At all?
Cool, calm, and collected.
The whole time.
Hey, the whole time. Cool, calm.
An alter ego when he's on the field? At all?
Cool, calm, and collected. Cool, calm, and collected. He's ready. Getting the troops ready for battle, and he shows it. He's like the first knight on the horse. Ready to lead the charge.
Sounds like you have an evaluation coming up.
Always.
All right. Here we go. Some rapid fire questions, Coach.
All right.
Favorite food?
I like enchiladas.
Okay, that's not a bad answer. I like that.
Yeah.
Cheese enchiladas, beef, chicken,
Beef.
Enchiladas montadas
Beef.
with egg on it.
Just no egg. Sorry.
Would you rather be at the lake or the ocean?
Lake. Absolutely.
Favorite college or pro football team?
Oh man, I get it a lot of here, but I'm a Texas fan and a Cowboy fan, so it's rough sometimes.
It can be a little
You lost
rough.
us on that one.
I know.
We were really big fans of yours for a little while.
Sorry, I know. Happens.
Time to go.
Coach, do you have a favorite football player? Someone that you just really followed growing up? Anything like that?
Man, Jason Witten was always my
That's a
favorite.
good answer. I
Yeah,
like that, yeah.
He was always my favorite.
That is a quality
sure.
person right there. All right, last one, Coach. Would you rather run a mile or take an ice bath?
Definitely take an ice bath. I don't know any O-line guy that's going to run any kind of a mile or even a lap. So, yeah, ice bath for sure.
Well, I wasn't a lineman when I was younger, but I've eaten myself into
Yeah,
one.
there you go. Yeah,
Everybody wants to be.
that's right.
Coach, we
No doubt.
appreciate you taking time to sit down and
appreciate
get to have a little bit of fun. Following the same theme with offensive line, up next we have offensive lineman Eric Bustamante and Aaron Carbajal. Stick with us. Well, here we go. Now we have senior Eric Bustamante and Aaron Carbajal, a couple of the offensive line guys. Gentlemen, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Man, y'all look like y'all are having fun already.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there's a couple smiles. Eric, we're going to start off with you talking about the offensive line. You have 4 other senior linemen, right?
Yes,
Maybe talk about some of the bonds that you guys have forged over the years.
Well, I've known Darby and Jaden basically my whole life, and then Carbajal moved here, I think, freshman year. So even off the field, I have a pretty strong connection with them. So when we're on the field, I feel like our bond is really strong. And then as the season goes, I think it's only going to get stronger.
So Aaron's not a true Greenwood guy, grow up here kind of deal. He's an implant.
I guess
I
not.
mean, it's close enough. Freshman year? Close enough.
You know, Eric, you were named in the top 5 offensive linemen in the Permian Basin MRT. I don't know if you saw that headline or not.
Yes, sir.
But I saw it. How did that feel? And you maybe share a little bit about the guys coming up that saw that article. The young Rangers coming up that wanted their name in that article. Tell them what you had to do to get there.
Yes, sir. I felt very honored and humbled to be appreciated like that. As far as to get in there, I have to thank Coach Cox for always making sure I'm in the right direction, and he's always pushed me to be better. It also helps going against Luke Fellows every day, so kind of forced to be pretty good.
He's pretty quick, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
He's got a little bit of a mean streak, doesn't he?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, a little bit.
Looking at the roster for Sweetwater, they always have size. I mean, there's some big dudes, right? You're not the biggest of the bunch, but and I didn't write this question, so please forgive me. But what do you focus on to make sure that you continue to win against those larger D linemen?
Well, being smaller, obviously, though, I'm not going to be stronger. So I try to be faster and then make sure my technique is always on point. So either play aggressive or faster as much as you can do.
Well, I'm going to disagree on the strength real quick before you get to the next question. I used to work out with a guy that was 6'8",
Yes,
and the 2 offensive guards that were both 5'8", 5'9", could bench squat way more than we could.
Well, I think I'm pretty strong, but
Yeah, no, I believe it.
Well, and in my defense, when I wrote that question, I had just watched Sweetwater trot out 6'3", 330, 6'2", 295.
Yes,
and
there's some big dudes.
We're not that big, but you know what? You get the job done. And I
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
give you a chance to tell people that it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the, what I'm saying, the
Yes,
size of the
sir.
heart that you got. What legacy do you want to leave for the next generation of Rangers that are watching you?
like you said, I'm not the biggest or strongest, so I always try to preach to myself as doesn't matter who's lined up against me. I always make sure that I want it more than them. Which I try to go into every game with that mindset.
All right.
Good deal. What does it mean to you put on that Greenwood uniform your senior year?
It means a lot. With this being my senior year, nothing's guaranteed. So every game, every play, every practice could be my last. So I have to take full advantage while I can.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're kind of the man in the middle, right? The guy who makes it all happen for the line, right? Maybe a little bit. Talk about your responsibilities as the center and the calls that you are responsible for during the game.
Sir, my first responsibility is to make sure that the offense as a whole is on the same page. Everybody has a job and have a proper way to execute it. As far as, as soon as I get on the ball, I got to be able to ID the front. It changes the way we block certain things and certain schemes work. I got to be able to check the protection, if a cool, warm, what works best against the players we're against. Another thing I'd say is being able to tell who's on certain plays. It can't just be the same people play. It doesn't work like that. Just make sure that I get as much knowledge as possible. I got to be able to study, the tendencies of the line and the line backers, so I can pass that knowledge down to the rest of the linemen and the rest of the offense. Make sure we're all on the same page and everything's working cohesively.
So you're the film watcher?
Well,
No, he just tells everybody where to check down to, which, yeah, that's a huge job. So appreciate that. Aaron, tell us about the chemistry you and the other offensive linemen have with each other.
sir,
Y'all go to all you can eat buffets together, and
not yet.
we used to, man. That was the best part.
I say the chemistry we have is second to none. I can look confidently to my left and to my right and say that these men are going to execute their job to the highest standard. That's the kind of bond that we have. Is I see no flaws in them. Obviously we make mistakes, but every single play I can look at them and be like, I trust you.
No one's standing around not doing something, right?
Yes, sir.
Aaron, what do you want to accomplish this year?
To put it bluntly, I want to win state.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
I like it.
Well, there's not a Greenwood team that's done it. There's
I
been a
like
couple
it.
gotten close. I would love to be there.
I would too.
I'd love to travel the whole time and watch you guys do it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Aaron, what kind of legacy do you want to leave for the next generation?
Legacy that I want to leave behind is that hard work will take you places you can't even imagine. Hard work will always persevere. Nothing in life is given to you. Nothing in life is handed to you. So being able to work and stay committed and disciplined to a sport as hard as football, to be able to live to the standard of a Greenwood Ranger will change the man you become, and you will be forever grateful.
I'll tell you what, you take that with you after school, and you're going to be just fine.
Sir, thank you.
Aaron, what does it mean to you to put on that Greenwood uniform on Friday nights?
It's an honor. It's truly an honor that the coaching staff, my teammates, the community trust me every single Friday night to execute. And granted, it's a lot of pressure, but I think the pressure is a privilege, and I'm honored to have that privilege.
All right. You guys ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. We're going to go Eric first, then we're going to go Aaron next.
Yes,
I figured you didn't want to go first since he's going to have to boss you around on Friday night.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite food?
Steak.
Tacos.
Would you rather be at the lake or the ocean?
Lake for sure.
Ocean.
All right. What's the best kind of pizza?
Pepperoni.
All meat.
All meat?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. All right, and the last question. Would you rather run a mile or take an ice bath?
Well, I'd have to run the mile. I hate the
That's
ice
a good
though.
answer.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
The ice bath.
The ice bath.
Yes, sir.
Coach didn't see that one coming.
I hate ice baths too, man.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in and sitting down, spending a little time with GSN.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, stay with us. Next up is Coach Brian Hill.
A little Friday night lights and a hometown crowd. GSN streaming it clear and loud. Your brand on screen where the Rangers play. Every sport, every game, all season, all day. It's your hometown, your moment to win. Put your name in the game with GSN. It's your hometown, your moment to win. Put your name in the game with GSN.
And welcome back to GSN. Now we've got Coach Hill with us.
Good to be back.
As always.
Coach
Good to
is
be
ra-
back.
rounded
Always after
up.
a win. Always good to be
You
back.
guys
after a win.
match.
You must have been left off
Well,
the
yeah,
group text.
I missed it.
He doesn't know what color this is. We have to go through what Carolina blue is,
Got it.
every game. Coach, how fun was that game Friday
Going
night?
there.
Oh, it was great. It was great, especially the way that we had dropped the last two in the last minute of the game. Heartbreaking, both of them. Frustrating, both of them. Having to live with it for 2 years, and so I was really, really excited for our coaching staff. Really, really excited for our kids. Really pleased with the way we finished the game in the second half, and so it was nice to get that weight off our back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, I think I texted you this after the game on Saturday or something like that. But I was like, how does Sweetwater have so many big kids playing? Right? I mean, I'm watching them warm up and stuff, and I'm looking at the list of the heights and weights, and I'm just like, man, this is like last year and the last 2 years all over again. Look at this offensive line and defensive line, and I was like, okay, they're going to be slow. And I watched them warm up. I was like, yeah, they're not slow either.
No,
I walked in that game thinking, man, we're going to have to strap it up.
Yeah,
and I tell you what, after that, after the touchdown, after the safety,
Yeah.
it was Greenwood and nothing but Greenwood.
Well, and a lot of credit to that Sweetwater program and their staff. They do. They've got speed on the outside. They're big up front. They have 3-year starter at quarterback who's only a junior. Like things are good over there in Sweetwater. But credit to our kids and our staff. Coach Martin put together a great game plan defensively. Coach Hernandez called a great game offensively. And then at the end of the day, the kids have to execute. And they did. They executed at a very high level. Did a wonderful job. And we were excited to go on the road for the first time this year with a big win.
Yeah, I think when we were talking about it, we were saying, they haven't seen this defense.
No, not yet.
The defense they saw last year was the post Andrews
Yeah.
defense, the defense that because there was a definite change in defensive philosophy at one point last year. They hadn't seen what was coming, and they didn't look like they were quite ready for it.
They got all of it, huh?
They got all of it.
We lived in the backfield there for a little while. Blitzers did a good job keeping contained. Did a good job with our cutback players. We did our, aside from one drive, did our best to keep them bottled up all night. And a lot of credit to Kason Brooks and Noah Rivas in the secondary, Reese Watzel and Dakota Underhill in the middle, and then our whole defensive line. Wilhelm, Wasson, Luke Fales, our nose with T. Fertiller, yeah, and we're glad to have Colton Armedia back. And
Yeah.
so all 4 or 5 of those guys really did a fantastic job up front for us.
Well, before we end up answering all of our questions in the
Yeah,
banter, let's go ahead
absolutely.
and go to some highlights and let you talk about some of those.
Let's check it out.
Some of those games.
Just the good ones.
Man, there was a lot of good ones to pick from.
Well, Coach Thomas always does a good job putting this stuff together, him and his class. But it was a great win. Like I said, you always, even with the veteran team, you wonder how you're going to handle the travel. And it was a weird week, being Labor Day, and our schedule was a little bit off all week, going to school the day of the game, and so you always worry about that as a coach. Not that you're superstitious necessarily, but we you just wonder how we're going to perform early in the game. I was really proud of Nathaniel Romero. He ran hard, especially in the first half. Did a great job running behind his pads. The 2 guys you just visited with, Bustamante and Carbajal, did a wonderful job blocking up front and changing the line of scrimmage. Even with those big bodies they had, we were able to get a good surge. Coach Cox did a wonderful job getting those guys coached up. And, anytime you just saw Lincoln extend a play with his feet, anytime you've got a quarterback that can get it done through the air, like this one right here to Dylan Payton, and then, on the feet, either design quarterback runs or extending plays in the passing game with his feet, you've got an extra guy that you've got to account for defensively, and so it's really tough to defend. But I thought our defensive line, here it is right here, did a wonderful job. Lane Wilhelm did a wonderful job on the backside of those blitzes, keeping contained when they would roll out to his side. And Dakota Underhill, Lane Wasson, Eric Bustamante got in the game defensively several times, did a wonderful job for us. And so anytime that you understand when you're supposed to spill, when you're supposed to contain, force fitting, cutback fitting, I feel like we've got a pretty good, knock on wood, that we've got a pretty good grasp on that, at least through the 2 games and the 2 scrimmages. Did a wonderful job. And this is Ivan Swopes with a big interception. I think he returned it 58 yards here. And, in the secondary, anytime you've got a great pass rush, it makes your job all the easier. And Owen Long really forced that interception with his pass rush there, and credit to Ivan Swopes. Been playing a lot of receiver for us, gotten some reps at safety here recently, and made the most of that opportunity. So we were really, really excited to force 3 turnovers plus a 4th down stop defensively. And what a great effort here by Lincoln on the goal line. Just kind of got stood up there on the 2, but found a way to spin off of it and get in the end zone for us. So he's a tough runner, even down low in the low red zone. And always, Hyden McNutt has done a fantastic job for us, and Dylan Payton, this is kind of just, same story, different day for him, just extending plays with his speed. He does a great job reading blocks and running off the backside of them. Did a wonderful job right there. I think he ended with 130-plus receiving yards and a couple of scores. So excited for him. And this was kind of the I don't know if it was necessarily the straw that broke the camel's back, but they had a big gain right there on the play-action boot. Noah Rivas with just tremendous effort to run it down from behind, punch the ball out, and good things happen when you're around the football for Luke Fales. He fell on that ball right there and did a wonderful job. And then this play right here, we were in a different look. Coach Martin changed the play, the defensive look, when they checked the call. Watzel gets a hand on it, and then we've got 4 or 5 guys getting blocks downfield, and Nathan Tarango, who I'm going to brag on him for a second. The week before, when our sophomore corner got the pick 6, there was nobody in the stadium more excited than Nathan Tarango. He's kind of taken on a mentor role, getting to be more vocal on defense, and so I was really, really excited for him when his number wasn't called against Childress and it was called against Sweetwater, and he made the most of his opportunity too. So just a lot of props to all our seniors. The leadership is really showing this year. We saw some, and I'll visit about Nathaniel Romero, Lincoln Madrid, Tarango. Like we've got a lot of vocal leaders on this team, and it's not something that you always have in a locker room, and we have it this year.
Well, I do have to eat a little crow and make an apology because during
Did
the
you pick
broadcast,
Sweetwater?
I thought
Did you pick Sweetwater?
I thought Hobbs.
Don't lie.
I thought Hobbs was the one who had the pick. I just saw the 2, and I knew he'd been in there. So during the pick, we gave credit
Yeah,
to.
we
I think
did
Ivan's
dress that
in
up.
here somewhere.
And
he
it's
disappeared.
easier
Oh,
to
he just
apologize
left.
when they're not in here. But
See,
Mama Bear's over there. So anyway, that was Ivan. I
We
do
did make that
apologize
correction.
for getting that name wrong. But that was a heck of a play there.
Well, it was fantastic job by Ivan, and then to give Jaden some credit he deserves. Did a wonderful job coming in, especially in the punt block situations. Tipped a punt. Did a great job on special teams for us. So he's doing a great job making the most of his opportunities as well. Both of those guys, wonderful job.
So, Coach, we talked about your team that you had a good first half, but a really dominant second half. What were some of the adjustments that you guys made at halftime, and what did you tell the team when y'all were in the locker room?
Well, I think as a staff, we all agreed that we did not finish the Childress game the way we wanted to. We had a good first half, got off to a good start, and I think we lost focus. Maybe our head was somewhere else in the second half, and so that was kind of the mantra that we preached all week, was we need to play 4 quarters of football. And the first half was good. We stopped ourselves a few times with some pre-snap penalties. Post-snap penalties, we blew a coverage, missed a tackle, had some special teams miscues in the first half, but we still had an 11-point lead at halftime, and it was player-driven. We're going to finish this game. We're not going to allow them to come back like we did last year, and so I'll give a lot of credit to our senior leadership there, that they took the coaching throughout the week, and then on game day, we let them run it. We let them run it. Nathaniel Romero at the end of the third quarter called the team up and told them that we were going to finish this game and do it the right way, and credit to the kids. They did it.
All right.
Coach, lots of opportunities, lots of things to pick as something that stood out last week against Sweetwater. But if you could choose one for offensive defense, what would that might be? Well,
I think defensively, Coach Martin and we run for it daily. Like, we get 3 turnovers a day in practice every single day. If we get the 3, we got our goal. If we didn't get our 3, we run for it. And you hope you take that into the game, and we did. We had 2 interceptions with Ivan Swopes and Nathan Tarango. We had the fumble recovery, the forced fumble by Noah Rivas and recovered by Fales, and then the 4th down stop early in the game when they were going in to score. So we got our 4. I think that would be my pick for the defensive thing that stood out. And then
like it.
Offensively, I think just the way we finished the game. We got beat by Childress in the second half. If you go look at the score by quarters, they beat us in the second half. And then we were able to find ways to extend drives, convert on 3rd down, get the ball in the end zone. And I was really, really pleased with the way our offensive line was able to dominate, and oftentimes some bigger bodies up front all night.
Coach, if there was one thing you kind of went back and looked at, there were some hiccups on special teams, which is not normally something that even your first year here that we saw. What do you attribute those to, and is there going to be like a little bit special more emphasis this week?
I think we always try to go clean up our mistakes. So that is not going to be anything new. But we did have some special teams miscues, but I don't know that they were necessarily any bigger or smaller than the miscues we had on offense or defense. And so I think we go back to the drawing board and clean up some of the pre-snap penalties, clean up some of the blown coverages, and obviously we work on tackling every single day at practice. And then, when we get into our special teams periods, those are things that we talk about too. We called the whole team up today and went over a couple of special teams oddities in the rule book that we were going to make sure that we stress moving forward. And so I think as a coaching staff, especially Coach Martin and Coach Hernandez and Coach Galindo with special teams do just a fantastic job of self-evaluation and going back, applauding the things that we do well, but also cleaning up the mistakes. And so hopefully we play a little bit cleaner first half especially, but entire game against Andrews.
Coach, as we get ready for teams kind of physically opposing like Sweetwater, we on the halftime I guess interview with Sydney, there's a little bit of frustration there on some of the mistakes, the execution. We talk about execution week after week. I'm sure you do during the week at practice. But specifically looking at the roster and the size difference, is there anything special that you kind of prepare for?
No, not necessarily. I mean, you're always looking at mismatches, right? Like, who is their worst offensive lineman and how can we attack him? Who is their worst defenseman, be it a corner, a linebacker, a defensive back, or a defensive lineman, and how can we get our best player on that worst player? And so, that's what Saturdays and Sundays are for in the game planning aspect of things. But I think on game day, you mentioned it. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And I'll take our 11 against anybody's 11 any day of the week. Twice on Friday, so we've got some guys that'll go, and so it's good as a coach to
I've had multiple questions like, hey, what's the deal with Greenwood? Are they really that good? It's like, yeah, guys, I really, like, I think everybody sees it and smells it and feels it. And
Well, it's
like, this is a fantastic group.
We've been upset before, right? So we got to take one game at
Sure.
a time. But I really I like the locker room. It's a healthy locker room. The guys love each other. They play hard and they fight and they get after it. But on Friday nights they take care of each other. And when somebody's falling off and not having a great game, there's 46 other guys there to pick them up. It's a special team.
It's pretty cool to see that many kids on the
It's-
sideline. Right?
It's fun.
It
It's
is
fun. Yeah.
Coach, so you said something that reminded me, so I've added a little extra side question here. You talked about the oddities in the special teams, the rules and stuff like that. Did you take advantage of an oddity in the rules Friday night when you took the delay of game and then got them to restart the clock again? Because you ran off like
I feel like
you
we
ran
might
off
have-
like 45 seconds on the clock.
We might
mean-
have duped somebody on that one.
Well, okay. So that rule
I think-
changed. It used to be 1 minute, and now they've backed it up to 2 minutes. And so, it worked out. It worked out.
So you take credit for it. So yeah, I planned that out.
Well, it was part of it. But
Okay, all right.
little bit.
So here's a real question. So changing topics to this week's opponent. How hard is it to prepare for a specialized offense like the slot T that Andrews runs?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, generally speaking, you're going to get a different formation and 2 or 3 different plays every time you take the field. But when you get something that's so drastically different than what we see the other 9 games of the season, it is tough. It's different. It's a different style of play. And then the thing that I don't think a lot of people think about is we aren't running our normal, quote unquote, normal defense for 2 weeks. We're got to take a week off to prepare for Andrews, and does that put you behind for Shallow Water and Pecos and Liberty? And so it's kind of a double-edged sword. You get it on both sides when you switch it up like that. But Coach Martin, at the end of the day, it's all about blocking, tackling, shedding blocks, taking care of the football, forcing turnovers on defense. And I think when you make it about the fundamentals, the kids can relate to it a little bit more. And you focus in on your keys. You're looking at one thing, not 12 things. You're looking at one thing. And this was our best Monday practice in preparation for Andrews in the last 3 years. So we'll like I said, that doesn't make a hill of beans if we go lay an egg on Friday. But I'm excited for where we are as a defense. Guys are playing fast, playing with confidence, and so we're going to give it our best shot Friday night.
All right.
Coach, I remember we kind of snatched the win out of their hands last year, and that's one of those games that I'll never forget. So I'm sure they're gunning for us.
That
But,
makes 2 of us. Yeah.
we talked about the defense keying in on different things. What's the most important key to stop that run game?
Without giving away too much,
I think don't go into
it's all about discipline. Like, it's all about discipline. And if your job is to get hands on a certain offensive lineman, you have to do that. And the moment that you don't, you do it right 9 times. The 10th play is the one that'll hit you. And so it's imperative as a coaching staff that everybody on the coaching staff is doing their job too, to make sure that we got hands on the right people, eyes on the right people. We're keeping contained on the right people. We're running the backside cut lane at the right. And so there's a lot of coaching going on at practice, especially when you're looking at something that's a little bit different than you normally see on a week-to-week basis.
Okay. We talked a little bit about Andrews' offense. What's something we should expect to see from their defense?
Andrews' defense is incredibly blitz happy. You're going to see them bring 4 guys, 5 guys, 6 guys. There's a few clips of them bringing 7 guys. They're coming from the right side, the left side, up the middle. I mean, everywhere. I think you're going to see a lot of aggression on their part, just different looks from different places. But our Coach Cox has got his hands full this week. Coach Hernandez has got his hands full this week. Our running backs coach, Coach Burchett, as far as picking up different protections, got his hands full this week. And so we've got a good game plan, and we're excited about it. But, again, they kind of live and die by the sword. So you see them create a lot of chaos, a lot of negative plays. But, in the same breath, there's been some teams that are able to take advantage of it. So hopefully we're on that side of things on Friday night.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Coach, last one. What's the overall message to the team this week preparing for Andrews?
Yeah, we wanted to get a little bit better every single week. And I think the jump we made from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2 was pretty significant. And I think you know, the jump we saw from game 1 to game 2 was
Sure.
was pretty significant. But if we just stay right here the rest of the season, it's going to be a long one. We have to get a little bit better against Andrews, and then a little bit better against our week 4 opponent, and so on and so forth. And so I think we're looking to continue to create turnovers defensively, continue to protect the ball offensively, execute on both sides of the ball without pre-snap penalties. And then, you referenced it earlier. We've got to clean up some stuff in the kicking game, and if we can do that, get a little bit better every week, I think that we'll have success Friday night. But for the next 7 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of a clip from the game last year from the Andrews broadcast. I go and try to do a little comparison, right? And just to make sure that we're giving the guys, at home out at least something comparable to other places. And when they scored the last touchdown, the guy, I'll never forget it, he said, "Well, that's the nail in the coffin." Yeah. And we're sitting in the press box going, well, he might be right, but you guys never bought into that. And it was just the next play, and you guys rattled it off enough to where you were you took the nail out of the coffin. Well, and you don't see a lot of teams that do that. And so, that's one of the things that just really stuck with me about this team, this group of guys, is that the culture is, we're going to win this game. We're going to find a way to win it, right?
Well, I give a whole lot of credit to our guys, and in a lot of ways that kind of turned our season.
100%.
They never thought they were out of it. And being down 13, you got to score twice, not just once. They went down there and did it. Dylan Payton with a big onside kick. We get it. We go down and score again. Dylan Payton with the biggest extra point of his career, I guess. And just credit to our guys. They never gave up, never quit. And I think that helped us on down the stretch. The Seminole game, down 11 at halftime, and they never quit. They just kept battling back. And so I think we learned a lot about ourselves. And I think some of the lessons we learned that night in Andrews are still paying dividends today.
Yeah, for sure.
Coach, we love it. Appreciate you coming down and visiting with us once again. Folks, that's all for the show we have tonight. Thank you again to Roosters Backyard and all of our other sponsors. Make sure you subscribe to GSN on YouTube so you don't miss any future content. And, of course, if you're living under a rock, we've got a home game.
There we go.
Friday night
Pack
against
the stands,
Andrews.
right? Pack the stands.
Let's go.
And our fans they do a super job. They do a wonderful job. They show up. Even at Sweetwater, it felt like a home game on that side. I mean, they do a wonderful job. Cheerleaders, band, everybody was engaged, locked in, and it makes a world of difference. It really does.
Well, for all of us here, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on GSN.